here to actually provide all the support to develop students to become a confident graduate that is needed by the industry. Please feel welcome to visit us to see how we do our transformation of students.
Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you today. I would like to welcome all of you to our webinar today, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. So this webinar today is organized by Segi Group of Colleges and conducted by Segi College Penang. So a few soft reminders before we begin our webinar today. Any questions can be asked in the live chat room. Speaker will try to respond from time to time. Q&A sessions will also be open in the last 10 minutes. The attendance or evaluation form for digital certificate link will be provided after the webinar ended. So change your thinking, change your life. This webinar is basically about applying principles of cognitive behavioral therapy in your daily life. Do you realize that your thoughts affects your behavior, which in turn affects your emotions? By identifying unhelpful thought patterns or cognitive distortions, cognitive behavioral therapy helps us to regulate our emotions, as well as focus on solving personal issues that hinder your emotional development and growth. I'm Ashwini Devi Rajagopal, your host speaker for today. I'm the head of American Degree Program in Psychology from Segi College Penang. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our Bachelor of Science in Psychology program. This is a fully accredited degree program which you can enroll right after your SPM. If you would like to know more about this program, please do not hesitate to contact us. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our guest speaker for today, DATO Dr. Lai Fong Hua. DATO Dr. Lai Fong Hua has been practicing medicine since 1987 and is a highly experienced consultant child and adolescent psychiatrist. Having been trained in family therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, he uses a multidisciplinary approach to patient care. Datuk Dr. Lai graduated in medicine in 1987 and psychiatry in 1994 from University of Malaya. He was subsequently awarded a Malaysian government scholarship to pursue subspecialty training in child and adolescent psychiatry and cognitive behavioral therapy at Oxford, United Kingdom from 2001 to 2002. In 2018, he completed a postgraduate diploma in multi-generational family therapy from the Academy of Family Therapy in Rome. Datuk Dr. Lai is also an associate professor of psychiatry at Penang Medical College. The Governor of Penang bestowed 4 Penang State Awards on Datuk Dr. Lai in recognition of his commitment to mental health services in the state. Datuk Dr. Lai, who was awarded the Tokoh Orang Kurang Upaya Pulau Pinang, Penang Exemplary Disabled Person Award in 2006, has less than 2% central vision. Without much further ado, I would like to invite Datuk Dr. Lai for this webinar today. Welcome, Datuk.
Hello. Thank you for your invitation. With me is Indrani, my wife. She will help me read my slides as I explain to you things that I would like to share with you on today. Slideshow.
Yeah. 1 minute. I made a mistake. I don't know how to use this. I just skip something.
Okay. Changing thinking, changing your life. In 2001, I was in Oxford and I joined the Oxford Cognitive Therapy Center. There was, because I was quite interested in CBT during that time, and wanted to learn about CBT. And actually, the basic thing about CBT is quite simple. The basic theory of CBT is how we think affects how we feel and behave. Okay, next. So if you look at this stone, and
Dato,
we ask
sorry to
you,
interrupt you,
Yeah.
but we cannot see your slide.
Whoops.
All right, thank you. Sorry, Dato.
Can you see a
Okay.
slide now? No.
Not
I'll
yet.
try again. Okay. Wait, I'll come back to StreamYard and share screen. Okay, I'm going to an application window and share. Yes?
Yes, Dato. We can see your screen now.
Okay.
All right.
slideshow.
Yep. Now I'm going to put it on slideshow one. Present mode.
Okay, you can see this. If I ask you a question, Rock, would you pay 100 ringgit for this piece of rock? What would your answer be? You can type it in your chat panel if you want. It probably all depends on what you think, right? What you think is, what is this rock all about? Or what you think is inside this piece of rock. Is it just clay, or do you think there's something hidden inside this piece of rock that is valuable? So how we think affects our decision making, and what affects how you think also depends on how much information you have lah. So there are things that can affect how we think, and how we think can affect what we do. So today's short talk is mainly about this, about how we think and the importance of how we think about things. Next. To read.
As a man thinks, so is he.
So a wise man once said, as a man thinks, so he is. A person is how he thinks. So how we think about things can affect us as a person. Next. A philosophy in France, Descartes says this.
I am indeed amazed when I consider how weak my mind is and how prone to error.
So Descartes says there is a danger if we are not careful about the way we think, because every one of us have minds that can go wrong. If we think in a wrong way, that will bring disaster to us, because that will affect how we live and what we do in life. So we need to get our thinking straight from the beginning. Thanks.
Albert Ellis and Aaron Beck.
The two person who started cognitive behavior therapy. One is Albert Ellis, who started what he called the rational emotive therapy, and Aaron Beck started cognitive therapy. They both believe the same thing, that how a person thinks affects how we behave and how we feel. Just to give you a feel of what we're talking about. Next.
How we think affects how we feel and how we behave.
Okay. Next.
Example, it's your first date. You're waiting in a restaurant expecting your date to turn up at 7 p.m. It's 7:15 p.m. and no show.
Okay. Can you type in how we will feel if you are this person who is waiting in the restaurant for your date? Suppose the date's supposed to come at 7, it's 7:15. You don't see anybody coming. What will you feel? If you can type it in the panel, and what's your friend's name?
And Asvani.
Asvani can read for us if you see anything on the panel.
So you're waiting in a restaurant for your date to come. All right. She or he is late.
What are some of your feelings? That there's no right or wrong feelings, and feelings are normal, they are neutral. So you can feel happy, sad, angry, worried. What would some of your feelings be? Or how would you feel if you were in this situation? Aswani, anyone typed anything?
So far, no, Dato'.
Okay. Still no one typed anything. So
we have from Olivia. She's saying they're probably anxious because worried if something had happened.
Can be anxious. You don't have to tell us the person's name. You just tell us what is the things type. So anxious is one, yeah. You may be worried about the date, what happened to the person.
Yeah. Yep.
Any other answers? You may feel anxious.
So some may feel angry.
Right, angry, all right. Okay.
I will not wait and go home first.
Okay, that is a behavior. I will not wait and I'll go home. So that is probably angry, anger. Okay, when you feel angry, you don't want to wait and you go home. Okay. You notice the situation is the same. Situation is the same. The person is late, right? But the same situation can bring about quite different feelings. One person may feel worried, and another person may feel angry. Okay, a third person may feel depressed or sad. What makes the difference? The same event can cause so many different feelings. So what makes the difference is actually the way we think. Okay, next. So if you think,
I've been stood up again. This always happens to me.
So if you think this way, then you'll probably feel a bit down and depressed, right? And you probably go home and cry. Yeah. Next.
Something must have happened to Joe.
Okay. This one will be worried. You'll be worried. And what will you do if you're worried? You'll probably take up the phone and start phoning and finding out what's happened. Okay. Next.
He must be dating another girl somewhere else.
Right. This one will cause you to be angry. Okay. Or if you think that he doesn't think I'm important enough, that will also make you angry, right? Okay.
Joe's boss must have given him extra work again.
How will you feel if you think like that? This is a more neutral way of thinking, right? You won't feel angry, you won't feel sad, you won't feel worried. You may pity him, you may order him a drink when he comes, or get him some nice food to eat. So of all these four thoughts, maybe the last one would be what we call the most helpful, right? Most helpful. We don't know which one is really true, but the last one would be most helpful for starters. Okay. Give you another situation. Next.
You met your boss along the corridor and greeted him. He looked at you and continued walking.
So if you're a student, maybe we change the boss to your dean, your lecturer, your head of department. Let's say you say good morning to him or her, and he looks at you, doesn't smile, doesn't reply you, and just walk on. How will you feel? Asvina, tell me some of the
Other comments.
Veni.
Yes, we're still waiting for the comments.
Okay.
So personally, I think if that happens to me, I would feel very sad and angry at the same time, because you are actually being nice to someone and they are not, replying you. So that would be something very bad.
Okay. So you can be sad or angry.
I think I will be a bit angry, because he's being very rude to me.
Right.
Yes,
And
yes,
probably
exactly.
next time when I see him, I refuse to wish him.
Okay, that would be the behavior, right? That will be if you think like that, you behave like that.
Or maybe, oh no, he usually, okay, my boss usually smiles at me. Something is wrong. Did I do something wrong? Am I going to get in trouble?
Okay, okay,
And we have someone saying annoyed.
okay. Annoyed. Okay, angry. Quite normal. That's what Vanny felt. That's what Indrani felt. Um,
Feeling worried because I may have done something wrong.
okay. Let's see the possibilities. What are some possible way of thinking?
He looks down on me and thinks I'm a nobody.
Right. So he thinks I'm nobody. So I say good morning to him. He doesn't answer me. So that would make us feel what? Upset, right? We feel angry. Why is he so rude? Right. Okay.
He must have found out some mistake in my work.
Okay. Maybe he found that I skipped class last week or didn't attend his lecture. Then you start getting worried. Okay. Both these will make you avoid wanting to say good morning to him the next time.
And he could be preoccupied with some problem.
Okay. So maybe his child is not well, just been admitted to the hospital, so he wasn't thinking. So when you say good morning to him, he was thinking of his own problem. How will that make you feel? So you won't feel angry, you won't feel worried. And next time when you see him, you will probably still greet him because it is his problem and not yours.
Oh, poor thing, he must be very stressed up now because with all this pandemic, our sales are down.
Mm-hmm.
He must be very worried about company finances.
Okay.
He may be ill.
Right. Okay. Not feeling too well, and then so again, it's his problem and not mine. So you see the different way of thinking can actually affect different kind of reaction from you. You can feel differently when you think differently. And which way of thinking would you think would be most helpful? Probably the one that it is his problem and not mine, right? Then you won't feel worried or won't feel angry. And next time you will still greet him. Okay. So here we are not saying, here we're not talking about which is really true, but we are looking at which is the best or most helpful way of thinking before you find out the truth. Okay. Or what is really behind the action. Okay, next one is a very common scenario.
You've been trying to reach your friend since 8 a.m. You called 3 times. You texted 5 times. It's now 10 p.m. There has been no return call, nothing from your friend.
Okay. You may have different type of feelings, but my question is, how can you find the best way of thinking that can help you feel better? Help you not to be worried or angry or sad. Help you to feel more neutral. Can you think of a way to think in this situation that is most helpful for yourself? Rennie, you tell us anyone
Responses.
respond anything.
Yes, sure, that's it.
Yeah.
But I think personally the best way would be to think that our friend is just preoccupied or extremely busy with something that they have no time to attend to their phone. And they would eventually get back to us the next day or whenever they are able to.
Okay. So one way to think is the friend is too busy the whole day, no time to attend to the phone.
Or out of battery.
Right.
So the phone and usually we don't take our charger to work.
Yeah. we'll get angry, we'll feel angry if we start thinking that, or he thinks I'm not important, or he think he is that better spend his time doing other more important things. So we'll feel angry if that's the case. We will probably feel sad or worried if we think that, oh, maybe I said something wrong to him the other day and he doesn't want to be my friend anymore. That will be another negative thought that will cause us to feel a bit low. So looking for a more neutral way of thinking would be more helpful. Okay.
Thoughts. Okay, just like you did just now, anxious thought, sad thought, angry, and more helpful way to think. Okay. So it's the same situation, but your feelings change. Your feelings are different depending on what your thought is.
Okay.
This is the cognitive behavior therapy model of hot cross bun.
Okay. The next time you come into a situation when you become quite emotional, could be angry or could be sad or could be worried, take a moment and draw this diagram. Okay. So write down the situation, what is the situation, and then divide your experience into 4 parts. One part is, what am I feeling now? Why am I feeling now? So usually feeling is the fastest, the easiest way to detect lah. Okay, you can tell yourself, okay, I'm feeling very angry now. I'm feeling very angry. If you want, you can put a number to your anger, 0 to 10. How angry am I feeling? So maybe 9/10. Okay, and then you can, when you're feeling angry, ask yourself, how am I feeling? How is my body feeling? Usually when you're angry, your face becomes flush, your muscles becomes tense, you may get a headache. Okay, behavior, you may thump the table, or you may clench your fist. Then you ask yourself, what thought is going through my mind? What thought is going through my mind? Why am I so angry? What is happening in my head? What is going through my mind? So these are useful ways to help yourself look at your own thinking. Okay. And then if how you are feeling is very unpleasant, one way to help yourself is there another way? Is there another way of looking at the situation? Just now the example, there are always other ways of looking at the same situation. There's other ways of thinking that can make you feel, instead of angry, maybe worried or sad or more neutral. So is there another way of looking at the situation? Okay.
Depressed.
Okay.
I am a failure. Nobody loves me. My future is gloomy.
Some of us tend to be more depressed than others. Others tend to be more worried than others. And there are others also who tend to be easily angry, right? So you may fall into one of these groups. Let's say if you are the type who tend to be sad, easily sad when things happen. So some of the common, we call it negative thinking. The negative way of thinking is, a depressed person tend to always think that I am a failure, I am unlovable, I am no good, and then nobody loves me, nobody cares for me, and then the future is gloomy and dark, and so all this, if you look at these words, and if you really believe these thoughts, it will actually help, it will make you depressed. Okay, next.
I am fragile. I break emotionally easily. everyone is judging me. The world is such a dangerous place.
Okay. This group of thoughts will make a person very anxious. So in this COVID-19 time, if you find anyone who is very anxious, check and see whether they have this kind of thinking. I'm very fragile, I break easily. That means if I catch COVID, I'll sure die. Uh, uh, people will easily spread the germs to me. The world is a dangerous place. Everywhere I go, there is virus flying around. So if you think like that, you get very anxious. Your heart will beat very fast. You won't dare to go out, and you get worried, right? So the way you think affects how you feel, and when you feel this way, it affects your behavior. You will like one, you will not go out. The others, you will keep washing your hands, taking bath a few times a day, wearing many layers of mask, uh, staying 10 feet away from everybody. So these thoughts will make you behave in a different way.
Nowadays, during the COVID-19 pandemic, especially earlier when we shut down in March, all right, a lot of people had anxiety issues. So worried until they cannot sleep, so worried until, they sort of like become paralyzed. Okay, they need to go out to buy food, but they're scared. Okay, they need to go and get things done, but they're so worried that if they go out, they will catch the virus. And I know of people who will wear 3 layers of masks, and then before they come into the house, outside the gate, they will remove the mask, they will remove their shoes, and they even wear gloves on the hands. They remove their gloves. They come in, they go straight to bathe. Okay.
So it all starts with the way we think. So if you think in a different way, if you think that there's no COVID in Penang, we haven't got a case for the last 1 month. So COVID doesn't exist in Penang. COVID only exists in somewhere else. COVID will have difficulty crossing the bridge to reach the Penang Island. If you think that way, then you won't be that worried, and you can go out and walk around, and So it's how you think, how we think that affects how we feel and how we behave.
Unfortunately, at the moment, we are starting to get people who become a bit too relaxed. We don't need social distancing, no COVID-19 already. So we are starting to get that as well, which is also a bit dangerous.
Okay.
I am not important. People take advantage of me. Life is so unfair.
So if you have friends who are easily angry, they get angry all the time, or little things you say upsets them, check and see whether they have some of this belief. Okay, usually they feel they have this thought that people thinks that they are not important. People mistreat them, step on them. People treat them unfairly. People take advantage of them. The world is being very unfair. Why is it that I only have to do the work? So if they keep having these thoughts, they will always feel very angry. And if you happen to be one of these people, see whether you can change some of this thinking, and find out. Ask yourself, how does my best friend think? Why is my best friend not angry all the time? When he's in this same situation, how does he think? How does he look at things? All right. Okay.
Helpful or unhelpful ways of thinking. 1, I must not let my boyfriend chat with other girls.
Okay, ask them. What do you think?
What do you all think? I must not let my boyfriend chat with other girls.
Any answers?
Wait, give them time to think.
True or false?
Okay, just say that I must not let my husband chat with other women. So what will happen is that if I see him chatting with another woman, I get upset. Okay, I get upset with him and I get upset the other woman. That woman, I tell you, is trying to get Dr. Lai interested in him. Right? Then what is my husband doing? Already married to me, how dare he talk to other women? So what happens is that I think I'm going to be very angry all the time. And then you know what else I'll start doing? Okay, when he's having a bath, I will take his handphone and I'm going to check messages, see whether he has messages from any women I don't know. Right? I'll check and see the calls that he has taken. Has he been talking to other women? So I'm going to be very suspicious and very angry. I don't think I'll be a very happy woman.
Okay, next.
I should treat others the way I would like them to treat me.
Do you agree? Yes, no? Okay. Vanny, anyone typing anything?
No, doctor. But I think
Okay.
this is a very good way of thinking. We should always treat people how we would want to be treated by them.
Okay. So if you agree with this and you do this, it tend to help you. They call this the golden rule. Okay. In a way, it makes people more friendly with you. People will like you more. So when you treat other people the same as you would like people to treat you, it make life easy for you. Okay. Next.
If I don't get an A, I'm a failure.
What about this one? True or not true?
Do you know that I have had students, one will get 7 A's, okay, very all right, but still sad. You know why? I only got 7 A's, okay? I got 1 B. I should have got all A's. So the student starts to cry. She has 7 A's and 1 B, and she cries because she has 1 B. I have another student who's got B's and C's, and the student is very happy. Okay, why? Wow, this is all right. This is something what I did not expect. I thought I was going to fail maths. So I'm so happy with my B's and C's.
So it's not the A's that make you happy. It's the meaning behind the results that makes that affects whether you're happy or sad. So sometimes we think that, oh, I must get full marks, or I must get first place in class, then only I'll be happy. It is not the first place or the marks that makes people happy. It's how you think about them that affects how you feel. Okay. So you can be a millionaire and you still feel sad. And you can only earn, you can earn very, very little money, low salary, and you can still be happy. Again, it's not so much what you have, but how you look at it. The thinking is so important. Okay.
4, once you have made a mistake, your whole future is ruined.
True or false? Any answer, Vanny?
Your answer false as well,
Yeah. You all probably know this. Yeah.
This is
No?
definitely false. I think all of us, we learn from our mistakes, so that's how things should be.
Yeah. But some of us are brought up by parents or teachers who doesn't allow mistakes. So although we know the answer for this is it's not true that if we make a mistake, we are ruined for life, but inside the subconscious, sometimes you feel that way. So we may need help to change that kind of belief.
5, people are happier when they choose to help others in need.
Agree, don't agree? The
This one, I
answer for
think
this is
actually everyone will agree with this.
yeah.
Dato'.
But there are many people who are also very calculative and think, you know, why should I help you? You know, why you didn't help me, I should help you, that kind of thing. But all these thoughts are not helpful. Okay, I'll show you a video afterwards to show this, to explain this thinking.
I mean, some time ago, I was trying to recruit a few, some people to help by giving free tuition to some children from poor families. And all right, there were a few who were like what Dr. Lai says, very calculative. They said that if I go and tutor them, all right, I will be okay, my time will be used, my car petrol will be used. Okay. So what am I getting back from that? Okay. So no, all right. I cannot give free tuition only if I am paid. So there are some people who are quite calculative. And this type of people who are always thinking of, I must be paid for this, I must, be rewarded for that. In the end, actually, they are not very happy people because they keep on thinking that other people are taking advantage of them. 6, all women love money. No,
Any guys agree with that?
I think this is a very generalized statement, but I think it's very popular as well.
No, women cannot answer. It's got to be the men, I think. Okay. We will definitely say no.
Usually when you see the word all or must or
Should.
none or should, you must be very careful. Usually those words are tell you that the sentence or that thinking is not correct. Okay, it's too absolute. It's too yeah.
And 7, everyone else lives happier lives than I do. My life is so unhappy.
I think this one in our Facebook age, this is how you tend to feel, right? You look at every other people's Facebook, they seem to have much better life than you are having.
There are photographs of them on holiday here, there, everywhere. Okay. Oh, you see, then I don't have enough money to go on holiday. I have to work. Oh, life is. Oh, why is it that everyone's enjoying their life but not me? Let me tell you that nowadays there are Facebook fakes. What they do is they Photoshop a picture of themselves at certain holiday destinations and post it up. Actually, they never went there. They just want to show other people, okay, to make them think that they are having such exciting lives. And then I know that there was this woman in America. She had lots of followers because she will have beautiful recipes, and then her house will be in immaculate, perfect condition. Okay, and even her children are so obedient and all. All right. Okay, you know what she actually did? Before she takes a picture of her children playing, she will clean the whole area in the living room. She will make sure that they take a shower. Okay, they wear their best clothes, and she'll comb their hair, and for the girls, she'll tie ribbons. Then, okay, she gives them the toys to play, and then, and only then, does she take photos. So the photos of her house and her children, all right, were all staged. And other people who look at the photos, especially women, ayo, my house is so messy, my children are, okay, so naughty, not obedient. How I wish, I can be like that. And after what do? They scold the children, scold the husband. Okay, number 8.
Okay.
The other way. So there are other ways of, okay, unhelpful thinking as well as helpful thinking.
So catch yourself sometimes when you think of something and you feel upset. ask yourself, what am I thinking, and is what I am thinking helpful? Is the way I think about things helpful? If it doesn't help me, then can I think in a more helpful way? Okay. If the way I think always make me feel sad, then can I think in a more helpful way that makes me feel happier?
You notice that Dr. Lai has not used the right way of thinking and the wrong way of thinking.
There is usually no right way or wrong way. It is what is more helpful and what is less helpful. Right. Okay.
How did you come to think the way that you do? Okay, what are some possible influences that have affected the way you think?
Does anybody want to send in some? If there are any, can read out. If none, we will just continue.
So far, none, Dato. But I think this is
Okay.
mainly to, we should be blaming the way we are nurtured. I think Asians, have already a preset of thinking that we should be thinking this way. For instance, if I don't get an A, then it's a failure. So I think this is more famous among Asian students compared to Westerners. So I think
Yes.
we have been brought up to think in a certain way.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Your family affects the way that you think. So usually, if you see your father, your mother doing community work and helping other people, when you grow up, you will do the same thing. But if you've got a grandmother who says, who don't give money to other people, no, those people are lazy. Okay, don't give money to them. Right. So what will happen is that whenever people ask you for donations and all that, most probably you will not give because of your grandmother's influence on you.
Schools also tend to affect people, and sometimes friends will affect us. Our own experience also plays a part in affecting the way we think. Let's say we go on the road and a snatch thief come and snatch our bag, and if the snatch thief happen to be dark skin, then you may think, oh, all dark skinned people are bad. So we jump to conclusions sometimes from our own experience, okay, which may or may not be true.
So it's quite important to do some very reflection and ask yourself, why do I think this way? What makes me think this way? How to change our thinking for the better? One, learning for others. What would
Learning
my
from
best friend
others.
think?
Okay, so we can ask ourselves questions like this lah. All of us have models in our lives, people we look up to, people we admire, or we have some good friends. So we can use them to help us think. If we are in a situation when we felt bad, we have some negative thoughts, then we can ask ourselves lah, what would my best friend think in this situation? Or what would my favorite teacher think if he were in my shoes? Or what would so and so think if he faced the same experience?
Okay. Quotable quotes, words to live by.
Reading about other people's life. I was just talking to another friend who was counseling a young man, a teenager, and to my surprise, the teenager told her, she asked the teenager, what books do you read? He says, oh, the life of Abraham Lincoln. I said, wow, I also haven't read the life of Abraham Lincoln. This boy went and read life of Abraham Lincoln. So reading lives of famous people who have gone through difficulties, can also help us think in a more correct way. Okay. Any other thing?
And very important, avoid filling your mind with rubbish. Not everything that you read on the internet, not every email you get, not every WhatsApp message you get is true.
Especially like advertisement. You know, people who advertise like motorbikes and then they put a pretty girl next to the motorbike. The message is, if you buy this motorbike, you'll get a pretty girl to be your wife. Do you think that message is true? So we get a lot of false messages, sometimes on advertisement, from books. So you must be careful what books you read, what movie you watch,
What games you play.
okay, what games you play, right? Because you underlying this, you are getting a lot of messages, a lot of things. So if you take in a lot of rubbish, then your thinking will be very, very messy.
Or rubbish in, rubbish out.
Okay.
The magic of helping others, right? We're going to play a video.
Okay, this is a very short video, but video, I want you to just think of one lesson you can learn from this short video. It's only a 3 minutes video.
I grew up in New Orleans. My mother worked as a daycare assistant at the Jewish Community Center. The man that I was told was my father was a carpenter and a functional alcoholic. He was abusive to my mother and I, not more than a baby herself. When she married this man, she tried her best to protect me from him. But with no life skills of her own, she did what she knew how to do. Friday was payday for him, so he would come home happy, but that was short-lived. He would go out and return a few hours later drunk and angry, yelling and fighting her. As I look back over my life, there were many people that had a hand in shining light into my darkness when I was growing up. I had just started junior high school, and in order for me to get to high school, I had to walk through the drug dealers, literally step over the homeless and the drug addicts, walk through a graveyard, then in the next block past gang members, and then go through the projects, and then come to a 6-lane intersection, and it was always busy, but just beyond that was the school. Well, one day as I'm approaching this intersection, I hear this voice saying, "Will someone help me cross?" He was in a suit. He had a cooler in a hand and a folded lawn chair in one hand and his cane in the other. "Will someone help me cross?" he said. People kept ignoring him, walking past him with their busy lives. We were poor, but we were busy. I don't know why poor people are so busy. I said, "I'll help you," in my 13-year-old changing voice. He said, "Well, thank you, son. May I have your shoulder?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Don't trick me now." I said, "No, sir, I won't." We crossed the street. I asked him where he was going. He told me that he was going to my school to sell praline candies to the kids. So I helped him to the school, and he said thank you, and he told me that God would bless me for my kindness. He and I became friends. We took that walk every day. I came out of school one afternoon, and there he was sitting outside in that lawn chair selling praline candies, 25 cents. And I saw one of the kids try to buy candy, right? And they gave Mr. Butler $1, and they told him it was a $5 bill. I stepped in and I said, "Mr. Butler, this is a scam." Needless to say, I had a lot of enemies at that school, but it didn't matter. I was glad to do it. You see, Mr. Butler was one of the first men in my life to see me. And what made it all the more special is that he was blind. He was a point of light. One morning I was late meeting him, and as I walked up to the intersection, I could see Mr. Butler standing there, not saying a word. So I tipped up behind him and I said, "I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to wait to see what happens." He said, "I know you're there, son." I said, "Yes, sir, I am." I said, "I didn't hear you saying, 'Will someone help me cross?'" He said, "No, I was listening for you." I said, "You were?" He said, "Yes." Sometimes in life, son, when you pray and you said all you can say, all you have to do is stand and wait and listen. What a point of light he was. There are many people in this world that are wanting, waiting, saying, asking, begging, hoping, will someone help me cross? We all have the power to be a point of light.
Any feedback? Anyone? What do you like about this short video? Or what do you learn from this short video? Any thoughts, any lessons you think? Just one lesson, if you can think of one thing you can learn from this short video.
For me personally, Dato, I think if we are helping others, then in a way we are also helping ourselves. So it always comes back to us.
Yeah. Correct. So this boy, this man who was, when he was a boy, 13 years old, he thought he was offering help to this blind man, but in the end he helped himself because he found someone who saw him, because he came from a very broken background where nobody is interested in him, and for the first time he found someone who was interested in him. So it was a turning point for him. Anyone has any thoughts?
Count to 10.
Indrani said count to 10. If not, then we just continue.
I think we can continue, Dato.
Okay.
The Tree of Life activity.
Okay. If there is a thermometer with a scale of 0 to 10 of how you are feeling about yourself, 10 is you're very happy with yourself, maximum top marks, and 0 is the opposite. Okay, you don't like yourself. Just ask yourself what number would you be feeling at the moment. Okay, 0 to 10, what is your number? You don't have to tell us. You just make a note in your own mind. Okay, how do you feel about yourself? Happy or opposite? And where are you? Okay. Now the next thing to do is to tell you about this short activity that you can do if you have a piece of paper. I'll let Indrani tell you how to do this activity.
If you have a piece of paper and a pen or pencil handy, all right, draw the outline of a tree like the one that you can see now. Just the branches, the trunk, and the roots. You can also do the activity later, yeah? Then, okay, you're going to fill in the tree. You're going to complete the drawing. So we start from the bottom. Your roots. Your roots are your origins, your family of origin, your grandparents, your parents, your culture, your schooling. Okay, so where I am concerned, at my roots, I will probably put paternal grandfather from Sri Lanka. Okay, then on my other side will be maternal mother came from China, right? So I have a bit of what? Indian culture and Chinese culture. Then my grandfather was a businessman. Okay, so I'll write that down. Then after that, you can draw a line just above the roots. Draw a line across, a horizontal line. So that will show you the roots are underground. Now above the ground, it's you. So I'll put, all right, teacher, trainer, okay, I'll put there the names of my 3 children, my husband, okay, community service. So, all right, this is what I'll put. Now, here on the tree trunk, I will write what are my strengths and my achievements. Okay, so, okay, I will put, my husband wants to tell me cooking. Luckily for me, he thinks my cooking is good. Okay, so I'll put that good cook. All right. Then what else would I put? I think okay, speak very well. Okay, good good cook. Okay, great speaker. Then creative teacher. So these are things I may put down. Now, along the branches, you can write just below the branches. What are my hopes and what are your hopes and your dreams? One hope I would like is one day, okay, I want to write a novel. One day. Okay, one day I want to write a 300-page novel. Okay, then I would like to be able to create a series of videos, okay, on special education. All right. I would like to travel, okay, to Antarctica to see the penguins. So I can put all that here. Then now you start drawing leaves. One leaf is one person. The person can be someone who has passed away, or it can be someone in your life. And these people are significant. They did something for you. So what I would do is, all right, I will put a note here and say, Mrs. Lim, my English teacher when I was in Form 4 and 5. Okay, right. What happened in Form 4 and 5 was that because my English was very of a much higher level, Mrs. Lim decided that I didn't need to sit in English classes. I will only go to English class once a week to write an essay. And the other English classes, I will be in the library reading. Okay? Right. So draw however many leaves you have, all right, to show who are the significant people in your lives. Finally, all right, draw some fruit. Maybe this is an apple tree or a lemon tree. Okay? And these fruits are gifts from people, not things. Not a diamond ring. Okay? It's not those. The gifts are what people gave you, which are non-material, no value in money. So, for example, I can have my English teacher. She gave me confidence. Okay. Then I can say my first employer, right? Why? Because he helped me to see how teaching can be a fantastic vocation. So that is what I'll put. Okay, so this is called the Tree of Life activity. This activity is based on narrative therapy.
Okay. If you happen to really draw the picture and do some of this work, you can ask yourself, rate yourself again, the feeling 0 to 10. Just now, it was what number? And after doing this exercise, what number would you give yourself in the level of happiness? Has it changed? If it has changed, why do you think it has changed? Okay, these are some thoughts that you can think about. All right. Next.
How would you like to think about yourself? I can be, others can be, if, or the future can be.
Okay. We get a lot of labels from people. You may have a teacher last time who calls you stupid, or another person may call you fat, or but how would you yourself prefer to think about yourself? Forget about what other people say. What other people have said not that important, but how would you like to think about yourself? So I would like to think about myself as what? As someone who is capable or curious or energetic or willing to work hard. Anything you can put it down, right? And you want to have a better way of looking at other people, so other people can be helpful, can be kind to me, can be generous, and then the future can be positive, can be interesting, can be put something that is positive that you want to look forward to.
So, for example, okay, luckily, all right, I managed to think in a different way. When I married about almost 30 years ago, I used to feel very inferior because my mother-in-law is a great cook. Okay. And when I first got married, I couldn't cook anything. I didn't even know how to cook rice. Okay. So, okay, what I could have done is, can you imagine if this happened? Oh, she's such a good cook that I'll never be able to cook like her. Okay. But then what I did was, wow, again, mother-in-law is such a great cook. And I think, okay, I can also learn to cook. Right? I will start with learning one new dish, okay, every month. I learn to cook one new dish a month. And I will try it, cooking it for 2 or 3 times until it tastes good. So it actually worked, Now my cooking is not bad, and you can see, of course, Dr. Lai survived. All right. You are more valuable than you think.
Okay. This is what is actually inside the rock that I showed you earlier. Okay. So whoever was willing to pay 100 ringgit just now would have
Millions.
earned $1 million now. So always think about yourself in a better way. You're more valuable than you think you are. You're smarter than you think you are. You are more capable than you think you are. You are more able than you think you are. Right?
Just to share with you, Dr. Lai only has 2% vision. He slowly lost his sight. So when he was in 3rd year medical school, he suddenly discovered that he had problems at night. He will bang into walls and all that, fall into longkang because he couldn't see. So he saw an ophthalmologist, and he was told that he had this eye problem called retinitis pigmentosa, which means that the rods and cones, the cells in the retina, deteriorate or die at a very fast rate. And he was told, you will go blind. Now, can you imagine? He was in 3rd year medical school. How would you feel and what would you think? Oh no, I'm going to go blind. Okay. Nobody wants a blind doctor. I better stop studying. There's no hope for me. So will you stop studying and sit at home? What Dr. Lai did was finish the degree, and then after that, okay, actually he wanted to take up pediatrics or surgery. And we decided, that time I already knew him, so we decided that he cannot take pediatrics or surgery because when you go blind, you can't do surgery. And all right, you can't examine your child patients. So instead, we explored and we suddenly realized, okay, there's this unknown field at that time in the late 1980s, this field called psychiatry, where you do a lot of listening, and you don't have to do you don't have to take your patient's pulse and temperature and all that. So Dr. Lai decided to take psychiatry, okay, and in his first class, his batch, how many students were there? 3. Can you imagine? They only had 3 students studying psychiatry in 1990 in University Malaya. Nowadays, they've got like 20 people, 30 people studying psychiatry. And all right, that is why he is here now speaking to you. Because he didn't let all the anxious thoughts, the depressive thoughts, push him into a corner where he has this mode on, I'm useless, I cannot do anything. Instead, he worked on, let's see, okay, it's true, all right, I have a visual problem and I may lose my sight. So what can I do? So you are more valuable than you think. So don't limit yourself. A lot of times we limit ourselves. Kelly McGonigal is a psychologist at Stanford University or Harvard University. She's very famous for this book, The Upside of Stress. Okay, that means she is saying that stress can be good for you. You can look up Kelly McGonigal and stress on YouTube and you'll get her talk.
She has some very good talks. It's worth watching. Help you to see the world in a different way. Think about things in a different way. Okay. Okay, that's it.
Right.
Back to when.
Thank you, Dato. That was actually very, very inspiring. So I would like to open it up to the participants today. Anyone have any questions for Dato and Datin for today? If no, then I think I have one question for you, Dato. So what about children or students? How do we encourage them to change their negative behaviors? So we as educators, or let's say parents, so how do we do this to children or students?
One of the things they like to say is catch them doing good. Look out for the good that they are doing. I like to tell this story. I don't know whether you have heard it before. There was this famous psychiatrist called Dr. Milton Erickson, who lived in the earlier part of last century. So when he had a son who was quite young, primary school, he used to go and fetch his son every day from school. And his son has a good friend called John. So every day he will fetch John and his son home. One day he noticed that after school, he saw John coming into the car and John was looking very sad. And he said, "What's wrong with John?" So his son told him, he said, teacher asked John to go out, and the teacher took out John's exercise book and showed the whole class that, this is the worst handwriting I've ever seen in my life, and shamed John in front of the class, and everybody laughed, and so John was quite sad. So what this Dr. Milton Erickson did was very strange. He says, "John, let me have a look at your exercise book." John was already, scolded that day, and then he didn't want to be scolded another time, so he was very reluctant. So Dr. Erickson said, never mind, let me have a look at your book. So John reluctantly gave him his exercise book, and Dr. Erickson opened the exercise book. He looked around, and then he pointed to one letter. He says, "This is very well written, this T, the letter T. The top touches the top line, the bottom touches the bottom line, and the middle line is right on the line. This is very well written." And John's eyes opened wide. So he took back the book and looked at the T, and really that T was very well written. Other letters were very badly written, but that T was very well written. So after that, every day when John comes into the car, Dr. Erickson will say, "Let me have your book." And then he will look for the letters that are written very well, and he says, "This is a very well written A, And that is a very well written W. That's all he says. Every day he did that. He only pointed to the letters that were written well. Do you know that at the end of that year, John got the medal for the best handwriting in class? No scolding, no punishment, just looking for what is done well. So something that we as educationists and lecturers and teachers can do, look out for what the students do well and affirm them. Okay.
The thing is that I'm a teacher. I teach IGCSE English. And through my 30 years of teaching, I've noticed that teachers like to focus on the negative. This is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Okay, and do you know that experiments have been carried out, and apparently a child in school will receive up to 70% of negative comments every day. No wonder they get depressed and they think negatively. No wonder they feel that they're stupid. Okay, so actually I do teacher training, and I do train teachers, all right, with what? How to use your words, okay, in order to build up the students. And like Dr. Lai said, we catch them doing right. So like Milton Erickson, see, this is a very good team. All right, so focus on that. Then another thing that I don't, maybe Ashwani, you can organize. There's something else called growth mindset. Okay, another thing that can help all of us is when we can change our mindset. Usually most of us have very negative, or what is called fixed mindset. If you can change your thoughts and have a growth mindset, more positive, more focused on developing yourself, all right, it will make a difference. All right, and then I'm going to share one picture. Right. Okay. Can you all see it?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, so see the ladder to success, huh? Okay, I won't do it. I can't do it. I want to do it. How do I do it? I'll try to do it. I can do it. I will do it. Success. So for teachers, it is important to know where your child is, whether it's I won't or I can't. And then you notice one thing, you go up step by step, you don't jump, zoom like, okay, up, or you don't fly up like Superman. It is step by step. So actually, what the teachers will do is, if a child says they won't do it, okay, you can say, for example, play a game with them, show a video so that they get interested. Then after that, it moves on to, I can't do it. All right? Means what? No, maybe I cannot. Then after that, get them interested. So now they change to, I want to do it. And how can I do it? Then you can guide them. If you cannot get your children up to, I want to do it, all right, it is quite difficult to move them up. It's quite difficult for them to make progress. And a lot of kids are down here. Because you know one thing? All right, children are forced to go to school, They don't go because they really want to, most of them. They're forced to go to school. So therefore,
college student, I think they are willing, they want to come.
So, I mean, in primary school, some of them are forced to go to school. In college, usually, they want to go. Okay? So you must know where your student is. So if your student is at, how do I do it? You must meet his need here. And then after that, the student tries, I'll try to do it. Then, as a teacher, this is when we will start using what? We'll start catching them doing right. It can be very demoralizing if you were to say, like, I mark an essay and there's red circles and red comments all over essay until it looks like there's more red ink than blue ink. Correct? So think about that. How are you going to move your students up?
All right. Thanks, Dato, and thanks, Datin. This is something definitely all of us can learn from. So if there's no further questions, then I would like to share my screen. Okay. So again, before we end the session today, I would like to inform everyone of the Bachelor of Science in Psychology program that we have in Segi College Penang today. So this is something that you can do directly after your SPM. So if you would like to know more, please do not hesitate to contact us. So the e-certificate will be given to participants who join this webinar live. This attendance form, if you can see in the screen here, will only open for 30 minutes from now. So certificate will be prepared and emailed to you within 14 days. So make sure you register through this link and get your certificate. So I will just wait some time for you guys to copy the link. And please also do not forget to join our Telegram for Segi to get updates on other webinars. So that is all for today. Thanks a lot, Dato, and thanks a lot, Datin, for your valuable and insightful sharing for today. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.